Right guys, I've found something rather large. Check that sucker out, would you? That's big. That's rather large. I suspect the leaves on this sucker weigh more than the average swede bulb in Southland. I've cut away a heap of the roots because we're going to weigh it. We're going to see just how heavy this sucker is. Right, just for the naysayers, there's the bag on with the scales zeroed. Not sitting on the ground. Let's see what it weighs. Can't hold it very long, but with 13.8 to 13.9. Crikey. That is one heavy swede. That feeds one of my ewes for a whole day. It's scary though to think that that's how much they have to eat for one day. Here's my size 13 giant boot beside it. Yeah, not small. I think these girls remember these Swedes. There you go, girls. Head on in there. Hey? Let's see if they'll come down on their own, eh? So my 800 has become 880. Just the way it worked out. I was trying to pull the lighter ones out for the other mob. These girls look horrible right now because they're freshly bellied, but there goes the ewes going on Swedes. Ewes going on Swedes for the first time 2021. Gotta go all the way down there, but that's alright, we'll get them there. All done. Now, here's Slim. Gotta go way down there. They don't make as much mess walking over the crop and dry weather as you might think they do, but yeah, making our way down. Get in, Pearl. Bloody hidden dogs. Supposed to be over there. Here's Slim. But he's going right around them. Sit. Pearl away. Here's Slim. Quiet. Quiet. Shut up. Gotta be a bit careful here because Pearl, they can start piling over themselves and smother in the middle of a paddock. Pearl. Dogs haven't had a lot of work lately. Yeah, you just don't want to push them too hard from anyone's spot because big bulbs, one trips over and the rest carry on over the top, and it's not very nice for the sheep. So, not really very nice for us either, but yeah, I'm also worried about the sheep there. Well, they say sheep don't like winter grazing. They say, oh, it's bloody horrible. Shut up! Dogs don't like it. They say it's this cruel, horrible thing, but these girls have come off grass. Here, Slim! Come away, come away! Here, Slim! And they've been just on here 5 minutes. I'm just going to show you something real quick. So, I'm hunting these ewes down here. They're on the move. They haven't been, you know, sat here for half an hour or something. They're not overly hungry, and they're eating the bulbs. They're desperate to get into them. They remember. All of these sheep have been on Swedes before, absolutely. At least 2 years. Quiet, Pearl. A lot of them, probably more like 4 or 5. So they do know what they are, but they're excited. They're looking forward to it. You'll have to excuse the fact I've got no bale feeder in here. I'm running behind on time today and really wanted to get these girls on for their first experience for the year. Get their tummies adjusted, and going to put this lot and one more lot on, and then get the baleage and the feeders while they're in here. Which is a bit backwards, but it just means they get a decent stretch on crop today for their wee introduction. Here, Slim! Right, let's see if this thing wants to work. We're reading pair. It's lying. It's lying a lot, I hope. Will it turn off? Oh, it worked! Woohoo! Right, now we've got to tie that up to there. Right, that's all on there. Sort of loop it around a couple of times and tie it back in a bow so it can't undo itself, and Yep, we only run 2 hot wires because we have trouble keeping the third one off the Swedes. And even if you do clear a track, if you're grazing above the fence, they roll onto it and squash the bottom wire and then short your whole bloody farm out. So anyway, let's try this out. Should work this way, it's normally pretty good this way. Yep, that is some savage power, eh? Like, don't touch that. You got any current draw this way? 2 amps. There's well, this fence is 400 meters long. We've got 2 hot wires on that, and then there's another 2 100 meter fences down there with 2 hot wires on them, so that's 8 1200 meters of wire, and we've got a 2 amp draw. Probably, oh, to be 100 standards there, there'd have to be over 100 standards there, is that right? No, because that's 2 wires, so it'd be 70 or 80 standards. Yeah, that's not bad, pretty happy with that. Excuse the wind noise, but there they go. Pretty happy down there. Going to get some baleage very shortly, but there's this mob up here, which that mob over there is part of, but currently they're in the road. So I'm going to go up and put them on for a few hours. They might even stay on the night because they've got quite a bit of grass in their break. And then I can get them up to there, and we're going to go into this little paddock with this little mob up here. I haven't got any fences up yet, but that's tomorrow's job. And then these will come off in the morning and join up with those, and they should be okay because yeah, there's a heap of grass in that break, so their transition period will be okay. They'll come off once more still when those other ones join up. And there's the majority of the light ewes heading around. There's some quite light ones in there, but the majority aren't too bad. So yeah, just the season that's been. Next year's another try. We will try harder next year. Well, that's them on. So you see what I mean? There's quite a bit of grass in here down the poor end of the paddock, but we're making not bad time. I'm actually thinking I'll hunt those light ones down and join up today. Just makes life easier. Tutu's following the new fences around quite nicely. Put the ewes through here the other day and they'll bugger off up the hill, but that's working well. So, kind of stuffed up, guys, and I didn't video the opening of the tube, but here's what we found. Right, this is going to be quite hard to do with one hand, so here goes. Start up there, go to there, and that side, and voila, beautiful. Could not have hoped for better. Last year we did it pretty dry. We're about 50% dry matter, 40-50. This year we're probably more like 30, about where it should be. Just beautiful. Damn near want to eat it myself. Now, I know a lot of people would question why we do tube wrap. They'd say we should be laying the bales, oops, sorry camera, laying the bales out the paddock. We can't really do that with sheep. We don't know what the crops are going to weigh until we get them weighed now. And we don't know how we're going to graze the paddock, how long it's going to last. So we're just taking the paddock with our tractor. Beautiful specimen. So because we have the option to, we tube wrap because it's half the plastic. Might be a little bit less than half the plastic actually. And I just find it really easy to keep clean. I mean, look at that. We just do that every time we take a couple of bales out. And every 10 or 20 bales, I haven't got a bin yet, but I've got the plastic bags. There's 2 white things sitting up there by the hay shed of last year's ones I haven't got picked up yet. I need to build a box for it because I'm not paying $500 for the bin. But yeah, cut it off, chuck it in the bag, $20 for a pickup, and it goes away for recycling. Turned into fence posts, I think. Anyway, I will be incredibly uncoordinated right now. This fence is coming down one day soon, so I won't have to work around like this, but I'm not used to driving a tractor with one hand with the loader on. Gotta stop and do everything. Right, here we go. These bales are, we haven't had them weighed, but this is a rather large, rather strong tractor. You watch the front of her go down. Oh, went down about 1.5 inches there. Yeah, she's heavy, look at that. I reckon they've got to be a ton. Very, very nice bales made by D. Thompson Contracting. They're It's sort of, my back forks that are on at the moment are for the Hustler chainless, and we've got like, I don't know, they're 5 foot long bales, might be 5.5 foot long bales, and my forks are like 4 feet apart. So in theory, the centre of the bale should just fall right through between them and make a hell of a mess, and yeah, it doesn't, which is really handy, really handy. Never actually showed you there. Yeah, you got one in the back too. So yeah, that's the forks that are really wide apart. Don't want to join the high loader club, but we've got to not squash fences. So yeah, I reckon the bales, they'd be maybe a little bit over a tonne. We reckon they're probably 350k a dry metre this year, so 35% dry metre, I guess they'd be a tonne. They're not quite 35, I don't think. So a little bit over. Yeah, bloody rad. Bloody awesome. Saves me carting a lot of feed around because the rounds are sort of 200 to 220k a dry metre. Bit easier on a smaller front end loader, I guess. Tractor with a smaller front axle, this thing's huge. But yeah, a lot more trips for me. So we don't feed out a massive amount of baleage. We're probably 180 bales a year, maybe 200. I'm thinking this year will be closer to 300 because we've got those cattle left behind that are going to live on nothing but baleage. But yeah, that's another day. I haven't even started thinking about setting them up yet. Been a little bit slack this year, but by the end of the first week of June, I think we'll have everything under control. So just been a year that I'd rather forget in a lot of ways. But yeah, girls are happy up there. I've made the call because it's already 5 o'clock. I'm going to put these 2 bales in, and the 2 mobs are going to stay on crop tonight and come off in the morning. And yeah, I think they'll be pretty happy with that. They can stay off all day tomorrow and possibly even go back on tomorrow night, which will give me a chance for those tudus that I hunted up to the that second last mob I hunted up and stayed on grass. It'll give me a chance to get them set up in the morning. I'll get them on crop before I let the other ones off, and then when the other ones, the ewes, go back on at night, I can let the tudus off into that paddock, and it'll just give all their guts as a chance to adjust. There's a bit of a risk of a problem called acidosis. It's not a particularly high risk on Swedes, but these girls weren't necessarily, well, that mob were, but the other mobs weren't necessarily all that full going on. Now, they were full, they haven't got a lot of grass in their break. The other one's got a lot of grass in their break, so they'll be fine for the night, but you wouldn't want to put them on and just forget about them, that's for sure. I don't know if you guys can relate, but really annoying when you're taking some film heading up a hill. Dodgy, greasy hill, like shit, it was spectacular. I'm an awesome driver. Yeah, no. And then you go to cancel the video on your phone and you realise it was never recording. That sucks. The other great thing about big squares is no net wrap. Anybody who's worked with net wrap on round bales before will understand that it is just a horrible bloody stuff, and there's none of it on here. Oh dear. Easy. Put the leatherman away so we don't lose it. Grab all the strings, all 6. Sorry, I don't know where I'm pointing you. Back up here. There we go. Come on, down we come. Grab everything in front of the knot and just pull. And they just come out nice and easy. Just like that. Lift her up. Grab down. Beautiful. Look at that. Put the other one in, we're way home. So you've got to be careful, because if you go too far forward, then the bale won't fall into the feeder properly. So you've got to get it down there, give it a wee nudge. Beautiful. So we'll film going back down the hill, seeing as we didn't get the film coming up. I thought I was, Ooh, we're a bit slip slidey, drifting a wee bit. There's the horizon over there. Yeah, gonna get pretty dicey in the middle of winter, I'd suggest. But we can go way up the long way and around the top, which is pretty safe. Righto guys, that's the end of another video. Check out that yield, would you? And that's the poor end of the paddock. I think those girls are going to be pretty happy for the night. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that, and we will catch you next time. Oh yeah, and don't forget to subscribe either. Cheers guys.